I'm Natan. In This Week in Life, Donald Trump signed 4 executive actions, 3 memos and 1 executive order, concerning coronavirus relief for unemployed workers. They also helped to stop widespread evictions as well as continuing suspension for repaying student loans and deferral of payroll taxes. One of the memos specifically authorized Congress to give $300 per week to people on unemployment benefits. It also requires states to pay an additional $100 per week to the same people, coming to a grand total of $400 a week in coronavirus unemployment relief. While this is $200 less than the previous unemployment relief plan that expired at the end of July, it's better than nothing. Trump's executive order called for fewer evictions and directed federal agencies to aid those who have financially suffered due to the pandemic. The order also calls on the Department of Health and Human Services and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention to consider whether temporarily halting evictions due to the inability to pay rent is necessary due to the virus. However, the effects of these executive actions are expected not to last for long. Now on to This Week in Life and History. On August 3, 1958, the USS Nautilus became the first vessel to pass underneath the North Pole. On August 4, 1977, the Department of Energy was created. On August 6, 1945, the first atomic bomb was dropped on Hiroshima, Japan. On August 7, George Washington created the Purple Heart. On August 8, 1992, the U.S. Olympic men's basketball team was made up of NBA stars for the first time in U.S. history. And on August 9, 1936, African-American Jesse Owens won his 4th gold medal in the 1936 Berlin Olympics. That's all for now, so let's head over to Alexander with This Week in Tech.
Thanks, Natan. This Week in Tech, we're talking about the launch of the Pixel 4a, TikTok's ban again, Intel canceling their Xe graphics, and the Ryzen 9 4950X. First up is the launch of the Pixel 4a. It launched last Monday, the day before the OnePlus Nord, and at $50 cheaper. Like all the other Pixel phones, it focuses on taking stunning stills. It does not have the same processing power as the OnePlus Nord or the iPhone SE, but you're not buying a Pixel phone for its performance. And performing is not what TikTokers are going to be doing on TikTok, because Trump is actually banning TikTok in 45 days unless someone like Microsoft decides to buy it. Like, not just the American divisions of TikTok, all of TikTok. I wonder how that's going to work out. On top of that, TikTok is also fighting back because they claim that there are no grounds for this ruling to stand on. Anyway, people are already moving to other apps that are like TikTok, so I'm sure people will be fine in the end. Speaking of the end, it's the end for Intel's Xe graphics. Well, not yet, but according to an article on Adore TV, the line should, if these rumors are true, be gone by 2023. They also say that Raja Koduri, one of the chief graphics engineers at Intel, is going to be leaving the company. Combined with Intel's delayed processor nodes we talked about last week, Intel is not in a great position. And we barely got to know these graphics cards. Something you also barely know about is the Ryzen 9 4950X. Actually, it could even be not the 4950X, but the 5950X, because AMD might be changing their naming schemes to better line up with their APUs. Because, as you might know, I'm pretty sure we talked about it last week, the 4700G will not be running on the 4th gen architecture like all of the other processors are going to be. then they're actually running on the 3000 series architecture. Although the actual processor we're talking about, the 4950X or 5950X, is rumored to have amazing overclocking potential because you can set the core clocks of each of the cores. So if one core runs better and one core runs worse, that better core can run at a higher clock speed and that worse core can run at a lower clock speed to maximize performance. That's all for today for this week's section of This Week in Tech. Stay safe, stay amazing, and as always, stay smart. Over to Noah with This Week in Sports.
Welcome to This Week in Sports. This is the part of the show where I bring you what sports have to offer throughout the course of this week. Right, let's get into it. Our first story today is from the NBA with Philadelphia 76ers power forward Ben Simmons, who has officially been ruled out with an injury, so he will not be returning for the rest of the bubble season. Our next story is from the Champions League, which has returned this weekend with the following matches. Manchester City beat Real Madrid to advance to the quarterfinals. They will be playing Lyon, who, in an upset, beat Juventus 2-0. In the final quarterfinal game will be Bayern Munich versus Barcelona, after Bayern Munich beat Chelsea 7-1 on aggregate and Barcelona beat Napoli 4-1 on aggregate. That's all for This Week in Sports. Now on to This Week in Media with Hannah.
Thanks, Noah. This week in media, there is a reported possibility of adding President Trump to Mount Rushmore. There were explosions in Beirut and Baltimore, and TikTok is planning to sue President Trump. President Trump suggested that his likeness should be carved on Mount Rushmore in South Dakota. Considering how all of the presidents on Mount Rushmore did mainly positive and significant things for America, and Trump currently has an approval rating of merely 41.5%, this seems very unlikely and, quite frankly, delusional. Two explosions shook the world this week. An enormous explosion due to a chemical fire in Beirut, Lebanon, has sadly killed at least 220 people. Because of their poor response to this detrimental event, the Lebanese government is expected to resign. Hopefully, everyone affected by this will find the help that they need while the government fails to do just that. Another explosion in northwest Baltimore has left one adult woman dead, left multiple trapped, and multiple injured. It's reported that families felt the force at least up to 2 miles away. And it's reported that the explosion was caused by gas, and it has completely blown apart 3 homes and damaged many others. Again, we are all hoping that these missing in both explosions are found and that everyone gets the help that they need. Finally, the insanely popular social media app TikTok is planning on taking legal action against President Trump amid threats of banning the app if it's not sold to an American company. We'll see how this plays out. That's all for now. That's it for today's episode of This Week in Life. Thanks to Natan for This Week in Life, Alexander in This Week in Tech, Noah in This Week in Sports, and me in This Week in Media. Remember to like, subscribe, comment, share with your friends.